Hello, everyone. Here's a detailed summary of Deep Water by William Douglas. William Douglas, a future judge of the U.S. Supreme Court, recounts his childhood fear of water and how he eventually overcame it through courage and persistence. The fear began when he was just 3 or 4 years old during a visit to a beach in California. A strong wave knocked him over and dragged him underwater. Though his father found it amusing, the young boy was terrified. That early experience left a deep impression on his mind. Years later, when he was about 10 or 11, Douglas decided to learn how to swim. The Yakima River near his home was known to be dangerous, and his mother often warned him against going near it. As a safer alternative, he chose to learn at the YMCA pool in Yakima, where the water was shallow at one end and only 9 feet deep at the other, with a gently sloping bottom. Despite his early trauma, Douglas tried to overcome his fear. He went to the pool with water wings and observed how other boys swam. Slowly, he began to gain some confidence. One day, while he was sitting at the edge of the pool alone, an older and stronger boy appeared, teasingly calling Douglas skinny. The boy picked him up without warning and threw him into the deep end of the pool. Douglas sank straight to the bottom. Though frightened, he tried to stay calm and thought he could push himself upward and float to the surface. But as he rose, panic struck. He opened his eyes and saw only yellowish, murky water. He couldn't breathe, and his limbs felt frozen. Each time he sank and tried to come up, the panic grew worse. On the third attempt, he gave up all effort. His body felt relaxed and still, and he lost consciousness. When he awoke, he was lying beside the pool, vomiting water. Someone had pulled him out. The older boy casually said he had been joking, but the incident left Douglas deeply shaken. That night he couldn't eat or sleep and cried in bed. The fear of water had taken firm hold. From that point onward, Douglas avoided swimming and stayed away from rivers, lakes, and pools. Even years later, when he visited such places, the terror returned. His legs would freeze, and his heart would pound. This fear cast a shadow over many joyful outdoor experiences. However, Douglas eventually resolved to confront and conquer his fear. He hired a swimming instructor and began daily lessons, 5 days a week. The instructor used a rope and pulley system with a belt around Douglas to ensure safety. Gradually, he was taught how to breathe properly, use his limbs, and swim with ease. Progress was slow but steady. Even after mastering the basic skills, Douglas still felt traces of fear. He practiced relentlessly, swimming back and forth across the pool until he became confident. But to be absolutely certain that the fear had left him, he decided to challenge himself in open waters. He went to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire and swam 2 miles alone. At one point, he felt the old fear return when he saw nothing but deep water beneath him, but he laughed at the fear and swam on. Still not fully convinced, he traveled to Warm Lake in the mountains, dived in, and swam across again. This time, he felt completely free, strong, and unafraid. In the end, Douglas reflected on his experience and came to a profound conclusion. Fear, not death, is the true enemy. As Franklin D. Roosevelt once said, all we have to fear is fear itself. Through determination and courage, William Douglas overcame his deepest fear, and with that triumph, he felt reborn, more alive than ever before. Thank you.